Yo, Lone Rap, what do you got to say to the people?
Dude, ToB story mode soon.
All right. Shout out to Magisterial, Lone Rat, and Heffy in the chat with me. Yeah, it begins. Well, hello there, and welcome to the next ramble video. As you probably saw in the intro, I have started ToB. Currently at 10 KC, haven't seen any items, but starting to get them done. Actually really enjoying the content. The addiction is pretty real right now. And it's making me realize how much of the game I've really been missing out on by only doing solo content. And it was really highlighted when I was talking to my friend Lone, shoutouts to Lone, um, wherein I was doing solo Winter Todd, solo Temperos, solo Nightmare, and he kind of introduced me to you don't gotta you don't gotta play the game solo. And through a conversation with him, I kind of realized the origin of why I do so much solo content. And it's similar as to why I really enjoy running in real life, IRL running. um, wherein I like I like not making mistakes. I don't need to be flashy. I don't need to be the top of everything, but mistakes I get very frustrated with. And this was something that I encountered a lot playing competitive soccer growing up, when if I made a bad pass, or not even a bad pass, just not the perfect pass, I would get so frustrated with myself and get into a mental state that really just detracted from my ability to continue playing the game. Or like whatever, the game being the rest of that match or the rest of practice or something. And this is something I've always really struggled with. And oh, you're joking. Whatever. Wow, that's okay. This is something I've always really struggled with in the sense of just making mistakes, but specifically making mistakes in front of other people. And so in doing ToB, I have, um, I don't know if you could see, I hope not, but in doing ToB, I get angry at myself. Maybe not angry, but frustrated with myself for making a small mistake. Like, oh, I know I should have prayed this at this moment, but I didn't. And then it detracts from my ability to stay level-headed for the next moment that is upon me where I have to pray something else. And a lot of that has to do with me trying to like look like an uber gamer in front of my peers. And if I want to do solo content, I can make a mistake and then I'm just like, okay, it's a mistake that I made and I will move on from it. But so much of my person, I'm not going to risk that. So much of my person, even though I know I could have gotten the hit, really is just fueled by the people that I surround myself with. And I don't know, it's interesting how that also translates into gaming as well, in a way that I hadn't really realized until now. And don't die, chance. Um, and it's being brought up as something that I definitely need to work on. Um, yeah, all that being said, I am 10 TOB KC and very much enjoying it. I hard mode TOB, the poll was just released, and I am looking forward to doing that. I know I need to get a scythe beforehand, but yeah. And here's just a little look at my current boss log. I'm slowly making my way up on everything. I did some Team Nightmare, which were 4-minute kills in the 5-man teams, roughly 4-minute kills, 4 plus or minus, or 4 430 plus or minus 30, right? And I really enjoyed those. It was a lot less sweaty than solo Nightmare, and also the boss KC really starts shooting up, which I enjoy looking at here. Okay, see Nightmare, I think I'm at 40. Um, see Nightmare, 44. Also only 44, but I did 16 kills in like 40 minutes, or it's one every five. So um, 16 kills in like an hour and a half, right? And 16 kills normally on the boss high scores for solos would be 20 minutes times 16, however long that is, right? It's like uh, 5+ hours. And I don't know, I'm quite attached to, similar to what I was saying about the respect of my peers and how people's image of me really shapes how I view myself. Having a good boss log is something that I want to work towards. And that involves me doing Team Nightmare and ToB, things of the sort. Though, so I'm trying to find that balance of like doing solo content, like Corp. Shout outs to the save A method of Corp. It's so much more engaging than the old Corp method, and I actually feel like I'm doing stuff. Um, and I'm also really enjoying Cox, solo Cox, which I did not like. I used to watch people like Lake and Puggin and those gamers really enjoying solo raids, and I was never at that point of really enjoying them because I just had so much groundwork to make up, right? But now I'm at the point where I'm really enjoying them and can just send a few, and that can be an activity that I enjoy. Um, so with regards to future goals, specifically for skilling, I guess, I was planning on doing 20 mil base and a 200 mil. Not sure what the 200 mil would be, probably like fire making or something because it's the quickest. Because I always wanted 200 mil. But I think I'm gonna put that or those goals on the sideline for now and really just work on boss KC. Um, I'm doing a lot of Slayer. Spoiler alert, I actually got an imbued heart yesterday at finally at 28.8 mil Slayer. And um, so I got the imbued heart. And I'm also doing a bunch of DK's tasks and Zami tasks and Grotesque Guardians tasks, Serb tasks. And I'm really enjoying just getting up those boss KCs and also working on on the collection log, but more importantly, getting up the KCs. Um, though something I'm realizing, and I'm realizing through these kind of rambles, how my progression with the game has developed. How my progression with the game has developed. Yeah, I guess it's a good way of putting it. Um, I, sorry, I'm just doing this quickly. Um, I go through phases of what I like doing. So recently, I just went through a phase of heavy collection log, like a bunch of mini games and things of the sort, and you'll be seeing those coming out in vids shortly. Um, Now I'm in the bossing phase, and before that, I was in the 100 base stats phase, so the skilling phase, right? And I'm kind of just trying to ride the waves as they come to me and not really force myself into any particular direction because my enjoyment from this game comes from many places, and I don't want to. While in order to achieve true excellence, I have to like focus on one thing for a long period of time to really get that notoriety. I think as well I can just ride the wave of doing whatever I'm enjoying, and right now I'm enjoying bosses. I know in the future again I'll probably enjoy some intense skilling and really start getting those clicks in the place that I want them to be. But taking a little break for my hands to rest from like 3-tick granite, and I'm gonna try doing some 1.5-tick teaks, which looks insane. Um, But also I'm developing a pretty strong um whatever. It's a pretty strong friend network. Most of it, I'll be honest, is Lone, him being an absolute lad and introducing me to a bunch of people, but I'm enjoying a new side of the game that I haven't before, being friends and being on Discord calls with people and just kind of shooting the shit. Um, Makes me feel more okay about playing RuneScape as much as I do, I guess, because it is something that I do enjoy. I do enjoy quite a bit, and it's hard to be okay with enjoying something as that takes as much time as this does from my life. But also I'm in a very weird point in my life where I don't have anything going on before I move to New York in now exactly a month. So might as well just fucking send the gaming. And I'm thinking as well, old school RuneScape probably has. I have so much faith and respect for a lot of the mods, like Husky, Arcane, people of the sort, right? To take the game in a really good direction. So I have faith, but I don't think the game will last forever, right? Um, so I think the game will be in a very good place for the next 5 to 10 years. And when I'm a fucking kid, 23 years old, why not enjoy the game for these next 5 to 10 years in its prime? And I don't know. Then it gets into the whole thing of like, oh, but like I could be doing so much more with my life and developing a different relationship with myself. But I think that's just me getting scared of kind of myself and like not having the faith in myself to be able to pull myself from a bad situation, I guess. And I think that that has a lot to do with COVID and the heightened sense of isolation that the world is going through, right? So we're like, I feel like we're going through all of the same things as individuals, such that even if we know it's not really true, because it's so ubiquitous, it's hard to it's hard to believe otherwise. I don't know if I'm articulating myself as I would want to, but I had a conversation with my mom yesterday where she kind of said like, you know, Dev, you should have a lot of faith in yourself because of who you are and what you've worked so hard to achieve at this point. And my response was like, I 100% agree, but a year and a half ago I would have been able to internalize that. But not since this past year and a half have been so difficult. And I don't know. I hope to reclaim that type of confidence in myself that I know to be valid, I guess. Like, and while doing it, I want to play some fucking RuneScape because RuneScape is something that I really enjoy and provides a lot of security in my life right now. And doing things like the Peace Corps, where I'm going to be, hopefully, if I get accepted and the Peace Corps emails me back, and or they've emailed me back, but they're really delayed in their responses because it's COVID and it's also a government institution, so it's like a lot of bureaucracy, takes a lot of time, all that jazz. Um, if I have the confidence to spend 2.5 years of my life in Nepal as an agriculture sustainability or a sustainable agriculture facilitator um, in Nepal, I feel like I can play some RuneScape and enjoy it while also understanding that this isn't my whole person. Um, so yeah, desert goat horns. Imagine if that was the Ellie. Yeah, right. Like I don't know. I'm a little nervous about doing Corp because of how long of a grind it is. And similarly, I'm a little nervous about doing um, Nightmare because of how long of a grind it is. And just doing it for like weeks on end without seeing anything would just be so demoralizing. And but that's what it would take to really, oh shit, to really elevate my honestly my how I feel about my account. I feel like right now what separates the high level irons from the gamer irons is having Inquisitor. Um, just because this game has been out for or all of this high-end content has been out for so long that you're bound to do Chambers of Xeric. You're bound to do ToB, right? Everyone has those items. But Nightmare is like that fucking, I don't know. Nightmare is that dude that you never want to wrestle when you're a kid. So you can always just wrestle the other people. But there comes a time where you gotta sit down and be like, all right, if I am as strong as I think I am, I have to step into the big boy playpen. And then oftentimes you realize that it wasn't as bad as you think, but it was still pretty fucking bad. And that's what I think my relationship with Nightmare will be. So, yeah, right now I'm just doing, in general, some Corp, some Chambers of Xeric, and some Slayer. And I'm fucking enjoying it. And last thing I want to say is thank you for all the support that I've been given. So many people reached out to me and just expressed really heartfelt comments about similar struggles that they've been having with the game, or just going through similar life difficult situations, and that was quite moving to me. As I mentioned before, like the isolation really has set in to a large degree, the mental state of it, um, and despite like my having my really close friends, just a phone call, a text away, having people that I don't know reach out, that very powerful, and I deeply appreciate everyone's kind words, and even like a like on the video type vibes. You know what I mean? Like that just still makes me feel good, as maybe shallow as that is. It's like knowing that I can make someone go 3 seconds out of their way to click like because they liked something that I did still makes me feel good. Um, yeah, okay, this is really a ramble because now I'm thinking about my future plans because there's one barrier that I want to pass, and that is the Revenants. I want to get a fucking Wildy weapon, but the rates on Wildy weapons are so incredibly low, and Revenant orcs are just so trash to kill that I don't know when I'm going to be able to do it. And so why I want to do that is I want to do Wildy Slayer to get up all like the kind of do completion of the Wildy bosses before they make the changes, because I think, I don't know, nothing will be as easy as they are now in a sense, and want to get it while the getting's good. Um, but the Revenants just take so, and to go dry there, all I would want would be either the crossbow or the mace, and so for one of them, for one of the Wildy weapons, it'd be a 1 of 8k. That includes the scepter. For either Cross or Vigoras, it'd be 1 out of 12k, because they're 1 out of 24k. Scald, all of them individually. And I'm just hoping I get lucky there, but I just have to bring myself to do it. And right now I'm enjoying other content so much that I don't want to go down that path, but I feel like there is a time gate or a time constraint on that. So maybe I'll think more about it. Um, but I want to do that because I want to get the Dagon High as well to finish that. Because once I finish Dagon High, then I'll do exclusively Konar Slayer to finish all the Dark Mystic pieces. Because the Slayer collection log is very completable. I'll show it here. I'll just show it here quickly. RIP efficiency. The Slayer collection log is very completable. Um, other Slayer. Eternal Gem I still need to get. Wyvern Visage still need to get, but Dagon High completable. All of this stuff completable. I still don't have an uncharged trident, which is crazy. All of this stuff very completable. The hardest part would be the Dusk Mystic, but that's still completable. And having the Slayer log filled out would be so cool. I'm planning to do um, the Tazar completion once I get like after Nibbler Pet. Um, because I would only want to do that on task, and I'd only want to do that on task once I have a Kodai or a Nightmare Staff. So that's my other big goal right now. Either a Kodai or a Nightmare Staff plus Tome of Water, because I really want that 15% autocast on Barrage Slayer tasks. I feel like that's the last big ticket item that my account needs to really be incredibly well rounded. I'm still using a Master Wand, and that feels like a mid late game Iron Man item, and I want to have that. I have a Twisted Bow, I have a Blade of Saildor, working on the scythe, haha. Um, and the last thing I need is that 15% bonus of the mage. I also need a Sang and a scythe, but they're not as game changing as the 15% on Slayer task Barrage, because I still really enjoy doing Barrage Slayer, and also for like collection log of the Skotizo. I still don't have Skotizo pet, and I want to do those tasks, etc. So I have a lot of goals, very broad. Um, I'm also planning on doing all of the mini games tab. The hardest part, I think, would be Trouble Brewing. Castle Wars, I can just AFK when I start doing more of life normally. Um, but Trouble Brewing, you have to do stuff for the first like 5 minutes, and then it's AFK for 15 minutes, and that like 5 minute uh, in between is just real trash for going with the flow of life. Um, Sorry, I'm just doing a lot of rambling, I guess, because this is a ramble. All being said, I'm enjoying the game and just kind of gaming. I can't wait to get my first ToB item. I feel like that'll be entering a new phase of the account. 10 ToB so far, so many more to come. And when hard mode comes out, I want to be ready for it, meaning that I want to have like 500 KC or a scythe. Granted, that'll probably take a few months, but I don't think hard mode ToB will come out for a few months. But who knows? Yeah, this was a lot of ideas, a lot of my personal life, a lot of like my goals. I killed 2 corp, one didn't count, and then I got desert goat horns, which is kind of shitty, but um oh, something I've been thinking about, as in it came into my mind today after my run, is me posting some IRL content on this channel, just talking about my life goals, exercise goals, spiritual goals, emotional goals, kind of in conjunction with RuneScape, because RuneScape is such a core component of my life, and I've been wanting to create videos for a long time to just share with people. So I don't I don't know if anyone would watch them, but um, that's an idea that I've been working on, and it would also force me to develop my editing skills, and they would kind of just be rambles, but instead of me playing RuneScape, they would be what I'm imagining right now is like me going for a walk and then talking about RuneScape and then also life. Let me know what you guys think. If you've listened this far, I really appreciate it and would appreciate your input on this as well. I have like 65 subscribers or something, so it's not like I have a robust subscriber base that have come to rely on me for RuneScape content. It's just a few homies and then some people that I have never met and am very appreciative of their support. But yeah, okay. I think this is the end of the ramble. Um, oh, by the way, I have one item in the collection log for ToB, and that is the Vial of Blood. So, easiest collection log so far. Um, yeah, thank you for listening. I covered a lot of ground in this, and I look forward to producing more rambles and more videos in the future. Okay, thank you, and goodbye.